Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's edition of the Geeking Out podcast. I'm the Athletic Geek. I'm joined by Easy this week, and we're going to finish up Halloween Havoc 1995. We did part one last week, and if you would like to follow along with us, we are on the timestamp of...
I was told we were finally getting monster trucks.
We will
Monster
be...
Jams in this?
Yes, something like that.
What do you mean something like this?
Something like that, you'll see. But we will be on, we are at the timestamp 1 hour, 20 minutes, and 10 seconds. If you'd like to follow along with us, press play now.
Ow. All right. And out of the irony of, as of this recording, NXT Halloween Havoc just occurred.
Yes. So, now we're to the tag match. It is Arn Anderson and Flying Brian Pillman versus Ric Flair and Sting.
Because they are in Detroit, I hope Arn has something that he can clock with, if you know what I mean.
So, you talking about guns?
Yep.
Okay. Okay, we're on the same page now. So, for those that...
No, I was clearly talking about grandfather clocks, like at Martinsville.
Well, let's call it Glock with a G, right?
I said clock, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
I meant to say Glock.
So we have the man called Sting there.
The man called Sting with that song that does this and that and
does this and does
gotta
that.
hate it.
Oh, I love it. I love it. It's he loves his he loves his honey and he loves to rock. But so the storyline in this is Ric Flair.
You sting like a scorpion. Okay then.
I
saw that poster. That's funny.
So Ric Flair has been attacked. So Sting is going to have to go this alone. He's agreed to help Ric Flair, who...
There was a poster I saw. Ric Flair for Prez. No.
Can't be any worse than our last couple.
Yeah. I like the face paint that Sting's got on. I'll give him that, especially for Halloween. Hey, they predicted the pay-per-view Ric Flair's last match.
Yes, they did. But, yeah, so right now, Sting is going it alone against Arn and Pillman.
What do they change? Oh, we want Flair.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so far, I really don't have a match of the night yet.
Well,
Yes.
Unfortunately, this is a pay-per-view where there may not be one. So far, I guess the DDP match would maybe the match of the night so far.
I guess. Actually, yeah. Trying to be bad in DDP. That was actually not, no pun intended, no, not bad.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, Brian, don't hurt the cameras. I don't think Brian gives two shits about whether to do it for the cameras.
And Brian's going to be... We're going to see a lot more interesting stuff with Pillman coming up soon, I assure you of that.
Now, doesn't WCW have a women's division? Because that's kind of the one thing I have not seen at all since doing this.
More on that later. Be patient. Be patient, but be patient, but don't prepare. Be prepared to be disappointed, if that makes sense.
more or less disappointed with how AEW handles the women's division. Hi-yo.
The WCW's women's division makes AEW's look like Shimmer.
So basically, it's non-existent.
Pretty much.
Like the ECW women's division.
There was no women's division in ECW. It's pretty much like most of it happened when they finally do kind of start it. You see a little bit of it, but most of it doesn't takes place in Japan.
So now, why would you not want to see Trish Stratus and Lita do an Extreme Rules match?
Oh, I'd love that, but in ECW they just
Oh.
basically had cat fights, and that was the extent of their women's division.
Meow.
Yeah.
Oh, Brian's being crazy.
Oh, you have not seen the beginning of of Crazy Brian yet.
I know. Quit stalling.
Well, I mean, it's a handicap match, so from a kayfabe perspective, you'd want to conserve your energy because you gotta wrestle two people.
And Brian Pillman channeling his inner Miz with covering the ears.
I think Miz channels Brian Pillman a little bit more.
True. Well, and now Brian is actually going to go flying, Brian.
He is.
What?
So, I mean, you know what's funny or kind of ironic about this situation right here is you have two of these guys in AEW, and one of them, since he unfortunately could not be in AEW, his son is in AEW.
That was pretty funny.
Sting is in AEW, Arn Anderson's in AEW, and then Brian Pillman Jr., who looks a lot like his dad, is in AEW.
Which, as of this recording, we haven't really seen him much lately, but you know what? Who cares?
Just got to watch Dark and Dark Elevation to see the Varsity Blondes.
Remember when they had Dynamite airtime? Oh, yeah, I remember.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and right in the Pillmans.
Right in his little flying Brians.
And he's going to really go fly. Oh, jeez. I would say, damn it, Sting, you killed him, but too soon.
Yeah.
Way too soon. So how come Eric Bischoff isn't on commentary for the pay-per-views?
I just think he was kind of there for Nitro. That was just kind of his spot was he was the commentator.
Where the crowd? Is there? It's Flair, but not in uniform. Whoa.
Yep, he is.
That's a disqualification. He knocked over the ref.
Nope. Now Flair's in the match, but Bischoff was kind of the commentator, so he could kind of manage the live broadcast against Raw the way he wanted to earlier on. And it looks like Flair's shoe came off during the melee.
Your biggest concern is your shoes.
Well, I mean, it's probably easier to fight in shoes than it is to fight.
Matt Riddle fights with his feet.
Yeah, but not many people do. And Matt Riddle's just probably used to it from being an MMA fighter. So many wrestlers have hurt themselves wrestling barefoot, then they change. Like Rusev switched to boots because he hurt his foot.
True. So it's actually entertaining.
Yeah, it's been a good match so far. Or it's told a decent story. I wouldn't say it's a
I'm not
good
saying it's
match.
good. I didn't say it's groundbreaking. It's good.
It's just it's kind of.
Oh, there's the
And
woo.
and they'll zoom in on the guy in the Ric Flair for Perez sign.
Of course. How come he's not in his trunk? So you just like wanted to.
Well, it's supposed to look like
I
he
thought,
was. It's supposed to look like he was hurt, and then just came out here. There he is using the shoe.
good point.
So yeah, he's not dressed to wrestle because he just kind of his whole thing is oh, he was hurt and he just made it in to wrestle.
You're at Joe Louis Arena, not Cobo Hall. Because Sting walked way too slow. And to think that Flair and Sting would soon create one of the greatest rivalries in WCW.
Oh, it's been one of the greatest rivalries in WCW.
Honestly, it is the
Yeah,
rivalry.
it is the rivalry of WCW. Like, yeah, that's part of the reason why this is such a big deal is because they were such big rivals, Sting and Ric Flair.
Oh, come on. Uh-oh. Oh, Flying Brian going Jason. Tag, you're it. They gotta do it like Regal. They just gotta carry some brass knucks with you.
The one thing, little spoiler for later on, Brian's not in WCW for too much longer, but I would have liked to have seen more of Arn and Pillman as a tag team.
Well, would have been like an odd couple tag team, but
Well, I mean,
still
they're
one that would work.
yeah, I mean they're working really well right now, and you have the brawler and the high flyer, you know.
It's like he had like Big Show and Eddie Guerrero as a tag team.
That'd have been cool,
That,
Like I liked.
Now I'm gonna say like that would be awesome.
Like it's kind of like I really liked. In 2009, they had Big Show and Jericho as a tag team. I really liked that pairing.
I found it a little goofy, and then especially, like with WWE, they used to like combine theme songs. Rated RKO kind of worked. Jericho did not.
No, but I liked the pairing. I kind of liked the
pairing was weird, but
the technical wrestler and the giant. I liked that.
Yeah. Hell, you could have called them the WCW World Class Wrestlers.
Well, they both walked out on. They both left WCW, so.
Right. And now the irony, they were both on AEW.
Yeah.
Now we really need a list of people who've done WCW, WWE, and AEW. So we got obviously like Show, Jericho, Sting, Arn.
Even though Arn never wrestled in AEW, but yeah, that would count. Juventud
Mm.
Guerrera for one match.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Um, did Chavo ever wrestle in
Yeah,
WCW?
Chavo. So yeah, he was in AEW, WWE,
I
and
was gonna say like either senior or junior. I forgot.
yeah, Chavo Jr. was in WCW, WWE, and AEW.
Um.
Tully Blanchard did a match in WCW.
Oh yeah, Dolly. Um. Oh, and who did they bring out that one match to help Sting? He, he was like the Japanese mask guy.
Great Muda.
Great move. There you go.
Yeah, Great Muda was never in WWE,
Oh, okay, okay.
but he was in WCW. Yes.
Yeah. Hey, Thunder Liger, do you want to have a one last
No, he
match?
already had his last match.
I know.
Sometimes it's best to just leave your last match be your last match.
Yeah, that is something Flair just didn't know what the definition of it is.
Yeah.
Flair knowing what the term retirement means is equivalent to knowing what the Miami Dolphins know about concussion protocols. Sorry, still pissed at them for Tua. Or John Elway and ownership of the Broncos.
Yeah,
Sorry.
they're pretty. No Russell Wilson, and I honestly think Russell Wilson's just like on. I think he's betting against the Broncos, so he's playing poorly on purpose. That's how bad his play is.
I'm like, what the hell happened to the Hawks? You had it all, and you screwed it up. So I noticed this with WWE. They had the wrestlers have to hold like the ropes to be in their corner. I'm
Yeah,
not seeing that with WCW,
yeah, it's not
or they
really.
just have different rules.
It's not really something that's enforced, but yeah.
Wait a minute, Sting is a human being. I knew it. He's Clark Kent. It's Superman. He was wearing a disguise all along. Seriously, I've literally never seen Sting where he doesn't have makeup on and not wearing his glasses. Or if he doesn't have makeup on, he's wearing glasses.
Uh, I've seen it a few times. Sting did some movies without face paint, like some very very bad made for TV movies on TNT. Uh,
I mean, who didn't do that? Wait, you mean to tell me he didn't have a role in Suburban Commando?
I
Or
remember
Mr.
there was one
Nanny?
called Shutter Speed. Should tell you all you need to know.
No. Well, although he was on Baywatch, which that's all you need to know. I think.
Yeah, they had a whole WCW episode of Baywatch.
Yeah, like that totally won't get outdated.
Oh, it got outdated right away because Vader was in it, and then by the time it aired, Vader was debuted in the WWF.
Oh! Come on. Come on, Stinger. Okay, if Sting has one last match and he really means it, who should be his opponent?
I'm not sure, but there's the tag. All right,
There's its tag.
here we go. Boom.
Whoa! What? Wait a minute!
Notice,
It's me, Austin. It's me all along.
kind of.
Sorry, I know, bad reference.
But I mean, notice, all the times that, Flair could have got a tag, but to run after Pillman instead, it's like, oh, it all makes sense now.
Yeah. Okay, so they did call the match. I think I
Yeah.
heard the bell. I'm trying to wonder whether I've seen this on a countdown before, on like betrayals or whatever.
Yep, the tape was off. So now it all makes sense. Flair was never attacked. He just wanted to fuck with Sting now.
Because that nice fake punch. I was gonna say like the only like big like WCW betrayals I've seen in like the WWE countdowns are obviously Hogan, Bash to the Beach, and the Steiner brothers.
Yeah. Well, this was like a. I mean, like Flair only spent 2 months away from Arn, and then here you go.
I mean, here comes the trash.
Yeah, and Sting was like notorious for like everybody betraying him. Like, you know about Big Show and turning heel and face, you know, the cliche there? The cliche with Sting is people are going to turn on you. Like, when he debuted,
So what if Big Show and Sting were a tag team?
Somebody's going to turn on somebody's going to turn. I think probably Big Show.
So was Sting never a villain in any part of his career?
He was in WCW for a little bit, but it just didn't work because he's Sting.
And people just liked it.
Yeah.
Ooh, the ECW hotline. Who the hell is that on the phone?
WCW. That's Road Warrior Hawk. Who really looks weird without his face paint on, doesn't it?
And yeah. And who's the guy in the bow tie?
That's I didn't get a good look at him.
Oh, come on.
That's Mike Tenay. That was Mike Tenay in the bow tie. All right, so here.
Mike Tenay. Okay. Brian, put that 4 down. That was a great catch. Please don't ever do that again.
Well, he had like throat cancer as a kid.
Ooh.
Like throat. He had several surgeries on his throat, like as a very, very young boy. So Pillman always had a raspy voice.
Gene, you're not gonna get that microphone back. Just let them talk.
So there we go. There are 3 horsemen, and they're in search of a 4th right now.
I wonder what Tully's doing.
Well, small spoiler alert. The 4th horseman in this iteration is it's not one that's aged well. It's not one.
Gene's saying this. The worst thing to happen is like, give it a couple of months.
Yeah. The small spoiler warning, but just for you to, but just so you're gonna be aware, the 4th horseman is going to be somebody who's was very worthy of being a horseman at the time, but now it's just like, oh no.
The Yeti?
No, like legitimately worse. A Canadian that's legitimately worse.
Oh.
Yeah.
Anyways. I love how Bobby is just like stunned as well. Okay, Bobby, so why aren't you back to... never mind, I wasn't even going to make the joke. I was going to say, why doesn't Bobby manage the Giants?
Bobby, like, he didn't want to manage anymore because he couldn't take bumps.
Mike Tenay, he did commentary for Impact, right?
Yes.
That's what I thought, yeah.
Yep, him and Don West
loved him and Taz.
I'm more of a Mike Tenay and Don West guy myself.
Right. I might get canceled for this, but I kept on mixing up Mike Tenay and Mike Adamle.
Yeah, I don't
Straight
think
to the IWC.
I don't think you get too much more opposite than that because one guy is knows the professor because of his wrestling knowledge, and the other is, well, Mike Adamle. I do feel bad for Mike Adamle because you found out like he has CTE really bad.
Yeah. You're not even part of this match, so why are you talking?
He's gonna have a match with Randy Savage.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, Macho's fighting twice. I forgot.
Yeah, remember he wrestled the fucking Zodiac, aka Brutus Beefcake.
I think Brutus is gonna need some beefcake after this. Okay, of all commentators, I think I would love to see on AEW to, sorry not sorry, replace Jim Ross, Mike Tenay.
Mike Tenay, yes, I'd love to. Mike Tenay. I actually got to
fucking boss.
I actually got to meet Tenay and Wes back in 07, and they're awesome. Mike Tenay is awesome. I love Mike Tenay.
Met them where?
They did Lockdown in St. Louis, so they did like a fan.
Right.
They did like a fan fest. There. Yeah, and did a fan fest the day before, and I got to meet. Because you got to meet everybody for free then. You just had to pay if you wanted them to sign one of their things or to get a Polaroid. And But Mike Tenay and Don West, they were leaving, were cool enough to take a picture with me for free on, those high-quality flip camera phones that you had back in the day. But still, it's all I had.
Yeah, I had a Nokia cell phone. That's how bad I had it.
Yeah, I had a Verizon flip. It had a camera, and I got the picture with Mike and Don,
nothing, and no matter how many iPhones he'll have, nothing will ever beat a Motorola Crazer. That thing was the bomb.
Here's the build up, But yeah, I remember afterwards, I paid for
Hey, that Tonka truck had a life.
I paid for Polaroid pictures with AJ, Chris Sabin, Sting. And Kurt Angle.
Okay.
But then I
am trying to listen to you, but I'm also distracted on what the fuck am I watching?
Oh, it's all the stuff we've been watching. And then I got free pictures with my flip phone with Alex Shelley, Mike Tenay and Don West, Hector Guerrero, Christian, and a guy that at the time I liked him, and then then he went off the deep end even more so, Jim Cornette.
Oh, please, Hogan can buy 5 of those things.
But the fans bought him that one, don't you get it? That was a gift from the fans that was destroyed.
I just need to make sure Mark McGuire or Sammy Sosa gives me those steroids they asked for.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, I know. It was there.
Yeah.
But I think next up is Monster Trucks. I think that's what we're getting to.
Oh, God. How much? Oh, no. Oh, no. We got Luger Macho. Save us.
Yeah, we gotta watch it at some point. So you probably do the Monster Truck match now, then do Luger and Macho, and then do the actual wrestling match between Hogan and Giant.
What's with the choke slam that looks like it's turning into a DDT? Okay then.
That'd actually be kind of a cool move. Choke slam into a DDT.
Hogan was attacked by a stunt granny.
Or, as they said on there, it's a woman! An injured, shaved Hulk Hogan.
Oh, an shaved Hogan. He's so unrecognizable. It's not like they shaved his hair. Oh God. I want to know what the locker room reaction backstage just looked like. You're like, what the fuck is this?
Probably par for the course for the wrestling business at the time. Because, in WWF you had people like, Duke the Dumpster Drosy and, and there's a penis. There's a giant penis.
There's the Yeti. Oh, and it was just cut as soon as they went off the air. Sponsored by Ford.
Probably.
Oh, come on. I recognize those headlights.
So, I just want to point out, just for the record, this monster truck match has, nothing on the line other than just it's monster trucks.
Oh, boy. And I was going to say, who the fuck are you?
Hey, there's Bischoff now. Now Bischoff's there.
Oh.
Who's Bob Chandler?
I'm glad to be paid here. I don't know who Chandler is. I don't know who he is.
Oh, he built the truck. Okay. It is a Ford engine.
Runs on alcohol. Lovely.
How big are the tires? Tires are 1,000 pounds, but they're 6 foot tall. 1,000 pounds of tire? 1,000 pounds of tires. So it's like a truck weight. Well, the truck is 11,000. 5.5 tons. Might have 2 Greyhound buses on the road. It is 47 inches.
Oh, shut up, Bobby.
The most highly anticipated matchups. Yes, it is.
Oh, God. Thank God I brought out the bubbly, and nope, it's not Jericho's.
You might rethink your stance on not drinking after this.
I already did before we went on.
Let's do it. Here we go. Monster trucks, baby.
Yeah, seriously, what the fuck are the rules? I am totally making this up as we go.
Pretty much.
But the fans in Joe Louis are just bored.
Let me reiterate, because that guy was not clear at all.
At all. I had no idea.
And did I understand him correctly, Bobby, to say that there are 2 charges placed randomly within that circle? Is that what I heard?
What?
Alcohol, there could be an explosion out there. I wouldn't want that truck to be anywhere near any pyro or any charges. Hogan could line
I will say the Dungeon of Doom truck looks fucking awesome.
I do think the Hogan truck became the NWO truck.
It almost looks like the Samsung truck that Monster Jam used to have. But we'll see. I need to see a better design. Sponsored by Firestone.
We just need Lee Diffie to
well,
go talk about a fresh set of Firestone tires.
So they've welded the trucks together, and it's basically a pushing match.
Yes. Here we go.
What in the actual fuck am I watching?
Yep.
Oh god, yep, people. Hey, they're not wearing helmets.
Nope. Bobby Heenan. Bobby
Finally,
Heenan
me and
knows this
Bobby
isn't
agree
safe.
on something. They almost
Yep.
look like they're kind of having way too much fun with this.
I'm sure they're
Oh, I
having.
can see Windsor. See, Casino Windsor before it turned into Caesar's Windsor.
Yeah. So, another YouTube channel has a song that goes along with this. They just keep pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing
Push
and
it
pushing
real good.
and pushing. But Brian Zane, Brian Zane has a whole song about pushing the trucks.
Oh God, I gotta see it.
Yeah,
Let's see
yeah,
who
yeah.
it is.
Well, no, we'll do it afterwards because I know
Oh God, okay, fine.
we love Brian, but that's a big no to playing other people's YouTube stuff on here, even if they are more successful than this channel will ever be.
Big time. Yeah, see, when they were like pushing each other, I was worried that they'd be a little too close to each other because those tires are seriously fucking insane. Like, do not fuck with them.
Yeah. Yeah, apparently rain
There's a
too.
reason you ever go to Monster Jam events, you will never be in the front row seat because those things will fly. Oh, and it looks like nope. Okay, both tires. Oh, really? You stop as soon as you got him out. Oh, okay, this. I bet fans like if there were like WCW fans watching from Windsor that were seeing this, and wondering what in the actual fuck is going on over there.
Again, let me reiterate that nothing is on the line here but bragging rights. Like nobody cares. Like there's gonna be like no advantage in the match. The title's not on the line.
Honestly, there could be like an advantage here. Like say like maybe Hogan has to fight with like those those weights that you wear on your feet for exercise or whatever.
Yeah, there could be something. I mean, something like anything is better than just monster trucks for no reason other than monster trucks.
Well, honestly, like winner picks the match stipulation. There
Yeah,
you go.
anything would be at least give me some reason to care about this on the fact that monster trucks, because that is literally the only reason to care about this is monster trucks.
There's Flair 1. Okay, they hit a flare. I forgot what the hell that meant.
Well, it could have exploded the truck. That's what they were saying on commentary, but it was about like AEW's explosion.
I was gonna say, so it just went poof.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that Dungeon Dude truck again. That looks epic. Monster Jam. I need a little favor, please. But yeah, definitely. I wonder whether Monster Jam model.
There's somebody in the truck with Hogan. Like I just noticed that.
I don't know, maybe cameraman or something. I always wonder.
No, but
like,
see, wouldn't it be like an? I didn't think it'd be a cameraman. I thought it'd be like an in-car cam, like they have in like NASCAR. But oh! Hulk Hogan won't even do the job of the monster truck, brother.
So he wins.
Hulk Hogan just won. Yes.
Okay. Boy. All right, false count error. Let's go. Oh Lord, here we go. I'm wondering whether this was pre-taped.
I'm 1,000% sure it was.
Yeah. Like when Charlotte was in her helicopter at Mania 35.
Yeah. They did have enough sense to fly the helicopter over the stadium at least.
Oh. Whoa.
And then the Giant is pushed off at the edge of the building and is presumed dead.
He's fine. he's faking. And also the Detroit River. Oh, no, they're not. They really did not. Did we just cut commercial?
No, what do we do now?
Did they seriously assume that he fell into the river?
Yeah, well. And there's this old monster truck man just being like, yep. That one's supposed to happen. No, it wasn't, Mr. Monster Truck Man.
Or they're just playing along saying like, oh, that wasn't supposed to happen. So let's just say hypothetically, if there were people watching this live and they possibly might have called 911 to Detroit police saying, hey, there's been murder that was just committed. Some guy just fell off of Cobo Hall.
Which side of the roof did he go off? The water side of the street? Like, Heenan's like
Water
actually...
side. And...
Okay, so time out. I want to just...
Windsor,
I want to just point this out. I want to point this out real quick.
Yeah.
Bobby Heenan just said, which side did he fall off on, the water side or the street side? And Eric Bischoff just responded, well, you got a street on one side and a river on the other. What does it matter? And then you saw Bobby Heenan just put his head down and shake his head like, because one, you might live. Yeah.
Irony much with the tombstones, but okay, I lived in Windsor for 4 years. Just one of the best places ever, especially for college. And the fact that they think that he fell into the river, it's like, firstly, there's no river in between. Like, there's concrete. There's a pathway. People who go to Joe Louis Arena for whether it was concerts, WWE, the Detroit Red Wings. There's no possible evidence he would have bounced his way into the river. Because I know it's the 90s. I know it's just cheesy, gimmicky, but it's like, God freaking damn it. Why didn't the 90s have logic?
It was the 90s, brother.
But
yeah, so as of right now, the Giant might be dead.
Yeah, and again, there might be people literally thinking that he's dead.
Yep.
Unless by pure magic, they had a net underneath it, but still, just, wasn't there a point that, like, Austin threw somebody into, like, a river or ocean or something?
Austin got thrown into the river, but they,
Austin got thrown.
Yeah, The Rock threw him off a bridge into the river, and they, had, a dummy fall in, and you could, with the way they shot it.
Yeah.
And then speaking of monsters, actually that's kind of ironic. Austin fell into the river, and then the next week on Raw was The Rock was going to have a funeral for Steve Austin, and that's when Steve Austin brought his monster truck and ran over The Rock's Lincoln.
Oh, I think I remember that.
Yeah. So it all comes full circle. Anytime there's a monster truck in wrestling, somebody also, at some point in time, either before or after, got thrown into a river.
So you're saying that obviously with certain circumstances that have happened, but let's say in an alternative world that there was a fake funeral for McMahon after his limo blew up, that he would have probably responded by showing up in a monster truck.
It wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
It would make no sense, but when has that ever stopped Vince McMahon?
That storyline didn't make sense, period, but yeah.
Yeah. And here we go, Luger and Macho Man. This could be really good or really bad.
Well, I'm kind of distracted that I might have saw somebody literally fall from 7 stories high.
Yep.
Actually, 10 stories maybe. Cobo is kind of big.
Yep, and here comes
Jimmy Hart. And especially without his megaphone. this match is probably the last thing on anybody's mind because again, somebody just fucking died.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
it's like over the edge continuing after
Only,
it happens.
only at least this is not real.
Yeah. I don't know like why they're trying to like play this for real. It's like see, it would have made better sense if Hogan had threw the Giant in the Detroit River. I mean, that thing's not deep. Also, that thing is, God forbid, not swimmable, but
That's
still.
probably filthy.
I was gonna say it is extremely polluted. Oh my God!
Well, that's actually like leads to a couple. Now that you mention that, a couple funny stories. Bruce Pritchard said this on his podcast. There was like the WWF was doing some promotion. I can't remember what town it was, but it was by this big fountain they had. And in the middle of like the fountain, they were going to have like Austin and McMahon have a an arm wrestling match, and then eventually like Austin threw Vince into the fountain, like into the water of the fountain, and then just basically Vince gets out like and when he got thrown in, he swallowed a bunch of the water, and the water was just disgusting and filthy with because it's a fountain. And then another story goes to FMW in Japan. And the founder of FMW, Atsushi Onita, he was really big on, like talking to the fans and trying to make a big spectacle of things, after the show. That was just kind of his thing. Yeah. And he'd just done a barbed wire death match, and he's cut up, and, he would, like, go into the lobby and, talk to the fans and have the fans follow him outside and talk to him. And he had the fans follow him to this bridge overlooking a river in Japan. And he was cut up from all the barbed wire and, all the stuff they had in the match. This is the early 90s. And to make a big scene, and just like really just make a big show of everything, he just, decided he was going to jump in the river when he got done, doing his little spiel to the fans outside. And he jumped in, and then he got put in hospital and almost died because of all the pollution in that river getting into the cuts that were all over his body.
Oh, God.
From the barbed wire.
Oh.
You can check out one of my other Geeking Out podcast guests, Bahu FMW, and check out his podcast here on YouTube to find out more about FMW and to hear a more detailed account of that story from somebody who has forgotten more about FMW than I will ever know.
Okay, is Jimmy trying to stop the match? What the hell is going on?
It's like he's trying to make it look like he's screwing over Lex, so that's what they're kind of going for. He distracted the referee from being able to and there he goes from being able to count Luger's pin with his feet on the ropes, and there's the flying elbow. 1, 2, 3. Macho Man wins. That could have been better. Like, I'm not going to say Lex is the greatest wrestler of all time, but he's had more capable matches in his life.
If we had done just the bloody murder being committed, this actually could have been okay.
Yeah. So I'm just going to look at the times.
Now I'm trying to think what looks more tame. The Giant falling off of Kobo or Big Boss Man getting hung.
So we got about a half hour left in this pay-per-view, and I'm thinking the next match might be the main event. So we're getting 30 minutes of Hogan versus the Giant.
Main event.
Then the Giant falls off a roof.
Like, it's not like he fell off a house roof and, just maybe had a few, like, bruised bones or something. But Following up with a convention hall
Yeah.
is kind of something else. Bobby, it's not like you can't hear the same thing. Hey, Bruce Buffer?
Michael Buffer, the original.
Oh, Michael Buffer. Okay, then you go outside, Bobby.
I know, but Bobby's like the voice of reason, saying like, "A man just died. What are we doing? You're worried about."
Yeah,
Hey.
and see, finally, it's like anything I'm saying is saying logic.
Yeah.
And now Bobby Heenan will quit the company right now.
Nope.
No?
If he's dead.
Yeah,
Hey, Bobby's back.
It's not like he fell down like Looney Tunes. It's like, no, he is probably fucking dead.
We're not.
There's not gonna be 500 people you can
We have
go
phones,
out the
walkie-talkie
back.
communication. We can talk to astronauts on the moon. And we can't find out what's going on 50 feet from this building. That is a good point, Bobby. I mean, Bobby Heenan be spitting logic in an illogical situation right now.
We're not going to bring this up, do we?
Yeah.
Hey, we're really going to do this as a replay?
Yep. We sure are. I mean, they got to kill 30 more minutes, so, you know, don't put a Dean Malenko versus Eddie Guerrero match in here for 10 minutes to kill time, please.
You know, he could have just ripped off the door, but okay, sure. He wants to walk to the other side. Okay, you know, Hogan could have just ran left, or he could have ran right.
Mm-hmm.
Could have done this. Could have done that.
He's not quick as a cat, though. Hogan is not quick as a cat.
Or, okay, imagine this if there were people just walking by and they just see these two just trying to fight each other over the roof. I love that Hogan was trying to catch him. It's like, yeah, you're totally going to catch him. Yeah, he totally ran for help. We're just going to pan over to Windsor, to the Detroit River, because we don't want them to see that giant parachute that he probably was landing on.
Hulk Hogan and the Giant are now scheduled to wrestle in our main event in Halloween Havoc for the WCW World. So,
because this is pro wrestling, Bobby. It's called kayfabe.
I'll get down, I'll talk to the truck. I'll tell Steve, just send us some information. Isn't that hard to find out? I'll show you how to get to the building. Take a cab around the building. Walk outside the building.
Bobby Heenan is literally going to beg to a monster truck on what happened.
No, he's begging. He's begging to like the production truck. The people in the production truck.
Okay,
yes.
All I heard was truck.
Yeah.
Aw, Bobby Heenan predicting what the WWE would be in 20 years. Oh, what? Am I not wrong?
Well, it wasn't quite so bad in 2015.
25 years then.
Yeah. It's better now.
No, the security took my walkie-talkie because they called it terrorism.
Let's go to the ring.
Okay, commercial break. Michael Buffer. While the people in the background look so bored.
Yep.
Arena in the Motor City, Detroit, Michigan.
Oh, come on. Red fans can be louder than that.
Michigan State Athletic Commission for the heavyweight.
Since when does the Michigan State Athletic Commission give two shits?
Actually, a lot of wrestling shows do have to go through a state athletic commission, especially independent shows. WWE, actually, WWF at the time, admitted they were fake to get around having to pay those licensing fees. That was like a big deal because, Vince actually told, I think it was like New Jersey or New York State Athletic Commission, yeah, we're fake, so we shouldn't have to pay these fees.
Okay, interesting to note. So that's why Maryland was pissed off at AEW for Full Gear.
Yep.
Well, Maryland can go fuck themselves. I loved that match. And it was unsanctioned, too, so it didn't count. It's as if it didn't happen.
If only that logic existed in the real world.
Exactly, I know.
So Hogan, in like 10 minutes, has gotten out of his fire suit after potentially killing a man and now has his wrestling gear on, and he's just like, let's go, brother.
It's not like it was pre-taped.
Right.
Oh, wow, even Hogan is like, don't, shut up. I'm sorry.
I killed a man, everybody.
I did it. And I did it. No, never mind.
Wasn't supposed to go down, man. I didn't want the Giant to take the plunge, brother. That's a long way down to the parking lot. And I apologize.
He didn't fall into a parking lot, you dumbass.
When I saw him last,
It's a walkway.
And apparently he's fine.
He's alive. He's alive, unscratched.
So, yeah, you gonna give an explanation on how he was able to, be unscathed from that?
I mean, Undertaker has better back from the dead promos or returns.
Yep.
I am going to ask Paul White if I ever meet him. How the hell did they save you in Detroit?
He's probably gonna go, what?
It's like, I'm not going to leak this or anything. It's like, I want to know what the fuck happened.
This is something when I did meet the Big Show, and I might mention this. One of the questions I had is like, what promotion did you start in for, before you went to WCW? And that's when he's like, my first match was this match. My first match was against Hulk Hogan for the WCW title. I never wrestled a match before this point.
What the hell is he taking? What? Oh my god, he's bald!
No, he's got like the devil horns
What
of
the
the Taskmaster on the. It's the Taskmaster's devil horn thing. So because he's evil Hulk.
Where are the outsiders when you need them?
Right now, they're still Diesel and Razor at this point in time.
Yeah.
Let's see. Where are the outsiders when you need them? One I believe is currently the Intercontinental Champion, and the other is still the WWF Champion at this point. For real, for real. Like the outsiders are the two singles champions in WWF currently right now, or currently at the time of this event.
Yep.
Eat them up like you would villagers.
Not really.
No, not at all. Not at all, Tony. But hey, I'm not going to fault Tony for trying to at least hype it up. I'm not going to be like one of those fans who's all like, why did he say it was good? It wasn't good. It's like, because he's supposed to say it was good. It's his job.
So when did he shave his head?
They cut just some of his hair off on when they cut his mustache off.
No, I meant like when did when did like Paul White like cut his hair off?
Kurt Angle shaved his head like on SmackDown in 2004.
Oh, okay, now I remember.
After he got shot with a fucking tranquilizer dart.
The less I know, the better.
No, that was like what Kurt Angle did. He had like a tranquilizer dart and shot the Big Show, and that made him pass out so they could shave his head.
I know. I was gonna say the less I want to know about that, the better.
Well, actually, funny story about that. It was a like there was no like tranquilizer in there, but it was like a legit dart gun with a legit dart. And like him and Kurt, Big Show and Kurt Angle were like talking about it, like they're doing like one of those. It was like that WWE ride along they had on the network.
Yeah.
And they brought it up, and like Big Show actually kind of said, "I hated you after that. You're only supposed to pump that gun once. You pumped it like 12 times." Said that hurt bad.
So it almost like what threw him then.
Kind of, yeah. It hurt significantly. It hurt significantly worse than it needed to.
I'm gonna watch those ride-alongs. I hope they're still doing them.
I don't think they're still doing them, but they might still be available here on the Peacock app.
True. Again, it would have been more realistic if you put like fake scars or something on the Giants to show that like
yeah, but
he
instead
was legit hurt or something.
Instead, they're just acting like, oh, he got thrown off a building and it didn't faze him at all. That I guess that's kind of the explanation they're wanting us to go with. Is it's just didn't faze him at all.
I almost thought they were going to do a dance for a moment.
On the WCW Thunder video game, there is an old jazz club arena where the wrestlers do dance instead of wrestle that you can unlock.
What?
Yep.
Okay, and I heard Bobby Heenan say this is the Hogan that I don't know. It's like, again, give it a couple of months, maybe half a year in this case.
Well, no, whenever Hogan does turn, Bobby Heenan is the one going, told you Hogan was a piece of shit. Told you he wasn't a good person. That was vindication for Bobby Heenan. And that's what I mean whenever I said on the podcast, like, I feel like Bobby Heenan at Bash at the Beach 96, whenever I kept for months saying, CM Punk's a piece of shit. CM Punk's kind of a douche. CM Punk. And then this happens, and I'm like, I told you guys.
Now, if you ever did like pro wrestling commentary, like, would you be like the good or the guy, or just the neutral or the bad guy?
Well, when I did wrestling commentary
I swear I thought you did something.
I did. The promoter told me to be kind of a neutral, leaning towards babyface, so that's what I did. I didn't really have, you don't. I did what the promoter told me to do. I didn't have a choice in the matter. He said that's what he wanted, and that's what I had to do. Which, that's what you do.
I mean, I would love being like a bad guy commentator, but I would not go like insanely over the top cheerleading.
Well,
just like how Rigo said, like he's an ODB, like or ODV or an old dirty villain, or I don't know what the hell that acronym stood for, but
But yeah, you'd like to be the heel commentator, but if the promoter said you're not, you're not.
It's like, okay.
Yeah, that's kind of that was kind of my experience with it because
I would be less cartoony. I'd be less that cartoony than Lawler and Graves. There gets to a point where it's like your standards are getting stupid.
Now, what if the promoter said they wanted you to be over the top?
Then
you wouldn't really. I'd say yeah, because that's kind of not that I really expected.
I missed my joke. Hulk Hogan just won the Royal Rumble.
He had won a couple of those. But no, like that was kind of now granted the promoter that I worked under for that stretch. Not that he was a bad guy, and not at all. He's a really, really wonderful person. Been promoting in the St. Louis area for years. But, you kind of... It was kind of my first real instinct of learning, you do what your boss... in wrestling, we all kind of have our, you should just go do this. Well, you should just ask to do it and you'll do it. And then, the promoter has what they want to do and you can say, hey, what about this? And when the promoter goes, no, you say, okay. And you move on, It was kind of the reality check because we on the internet are always like, well, why did so-and-so do that? Why didn't he just go tell Vince McMahon? Or why didn't he just go tell Tony Khan? Or why didn't he just go tell Triple H he wasn't doing it? And do it his way because his way would have been a lot better. That's not how it works, You do what the promoter tells you to do, and if you don't, then he won't ask you back. If I'd have went in there and been the heel when he said no, I want you to be kind of neutral, maybe leaning a little more babyface, but pretty neutral. If I'd have gone on there and been Bobby Heenan, I wouldn't have been asked back. And so
fair hug, break that spine. This match has just been meh.
I didn't expect anything better than meh, to be honest.
Yeah, we definitely didn't know what we were going to see. And what we saw, we did not like. So, World War III, please just do something good. I almost thought he was going to squeeze his nipples or something. Guys, stop trying to, jump. That doesn't look like a good camera angle. Now slow dance with me. I can't even say that with a straight face.
Something else about going to actually, be part of a real wrestling promotion that I learned is you learn, even for a commentator, you learned how to pay dues because I remember the promoter, his name is Tony Costa, whenever, we had a mutual friend and, said, hey, we'll give you a shot on commentary, see what you can do. When I got there early and, it was, my friend kind of said hey, this is your promoter and,
I thought you've told the story before on Just Us Marks or something.
Pay your dues. I carried the promoter's bags into anything he needed from his car, his suitcase, I carried it, If he needed a drink, it was, hey, go on a drink run for me and the other two bookers. It was like, okay, well, I'm going across the street to a BP, and I'm picking up the drinks, and it's you you quickly
So like Vicky Guerrero getting coffee for the Authority.
kind of, but like they weren't mean to me. They're just kind of like, hey, new guy, you're getting the drinks. Yes, sir. Thank you. And they reimbursed me for them. Like they didn't pay me much, but they paid me, and part of my reimbursement was like for what I picked up. So,
Oh, and the Hulkster has come alive.
yes, he has.
He was
He's hulking up. It's the same thing you see in every Hulk Hogan match. But yeah, that was that's what you do.
Yep.
If you want to make a good impression, that's what you do.
Oh, please end this damn match.
He was happy. He was happy that I brought a suit.
Whoa.
What?
Here we go.
Yeah. He said he was impressed.
So how would the typical Hulk Hogan match work?
You're watching it.
Basically. Oh boy. Lately, I just don't find this intimidating anymore. It's like you're just hitting him and you're just getting bumped up.
I mean, I'm sure at this time, like put yourself in this time period, some people might have, some people obviously did buy into it, and I can see like for nostalgia's sake, being into it, and whenever he did this at WrestleMania 18 against The Rock, when he finally did the Hulk up, like that was cool then. I know Hulk is not one of my favorite wrestlers. I
know it's CJ's favorite.
Yeah, so. Right. But for that match when he finally hulked up and the crowd was into it, that was a cool moment.
He lifted the giant.
There's the leg drop.
Wait, what the?
Uh-oh.
Wait. Whoa. Jimmy. What did you do, Jimmy? Okay, this looks familiar.
Yep.
This looks very familiar now.
Oh!
Jimmy! Why? Jimmy! After all these years. That's
now we have the weakest looking bear hug ever, but the night's not over. Here it comes. Listen for Tony Schiavone's big call. Just listen. Here it comes.
Okay.
Here it comes. Here we go. Here comes Luger and Savage. Oh no. And he hits. Wait a minute. Oh, here it is.
Oh,
and the Yeti!
No.
All right, and here it comes. Here comes the biggest moment ever. Here it comes. You ready?
No. Sometimes you just gotta give the people what they want.
I was gonna say, as Conrad Thompson says, Hulk Hogan. Pardon my language, and this is kind of an off-color joke, but he's butt fucking Hulk Hogan. This was part of the Jimmy Hart and the Giants plan to butt fuck Hulk Hogan.
Everyone's standing up and wondering what the fuck is happening.
And it looks so realistic, didn't it? He just kind of put his arms there, it's like, ah.
Not macho though.
No, he said Lex Luger and Jimmy Hart have turned their back.
Yeah,
here we go.
What they want.
Yep, there's another strong-looking bear hug there from the Yeti.
I really hope I don't see a pay-per-view like this again.
Well, there might be some.
Wait, what? Wait, what? Are you fucking serious?
Yep.
Well, no shit.
Well, we're gonna find something interesting out tomorrow night on Nitro.
So, um, again, he's going to the hospital.
Yep. So, spoiler alert for Nitro, and just be ready for this. It's going to be revealed that since Jimmy Hart brought the contract, he put in there a provision that the belt could change hands on a disqualification. So the Giant is the champion, kind of. We'll find out more on the next edition of Nitro.
I mean, on paper, Jimmy betraying Hogan is kind of incredible. Like, when. Oh my god, I'm blank here. Like when Paul Bearer refused to give the urn to the Undertaker.
Yes.
Like, that's shocking.
Yeah.
Just not like this. Okay, I want to know what the reviews were like for this.
Oh, they're bad. They were bad.
I'm ready.
They're bad. There's bad reviews. I can't tell you like right off the top of my head, but yeah, they were bad.
The Giant falls off the roof. Hogan slams the Giant many times up back. But in the end, it was the
But in the end, it doesn't even matter.
You know how these people here in Detroit, you know how they cheer and yell and scream. There's an eye focused any place else. Everyone is looking directly into the ring.
No, they're all leaving, Bobby. They're leaving. It's pretty obvious they're leaving.
Would you sit down for a second, please? And the only thing I can tell you is this. And you're watching us obviously on cable that tomorrow night on TNT on WCW Monday Nitro. We'll be live from Dayton, Ohio, and we hope to have some sort of answer to what happened,
I don't see any.
what happened to the Giant between the time he fell off Pogo Hall's roof until they get back to the ring. The thing of it is, though,
I don't see like any full-on reviews about this from like back then.
You probably have to subscribe to the Observer.
I love this headline from KB Wrestling Reviews: Halloween Havoc '95. This still scares me.
Yep. And it was scary. It was very spooky. It is very worthy of Halloween. So, yeah. It's, yeah. It's, yeah. So, as far as things, to look forward to is the Horsemen are reunited. So, that's cool. But everything else is just like, what?
Oh, thank God.
All right, let's look at these credits.
Like literally just reading like the credits of people who suffered.
Yep. I was trying to see if there's like a familiar name in there.
Well, maybe, I guess. Well, sure, WWE doesn't do this, or AEW.
Yeah.
It kind of would be cool. Catering, of course. You gotta get that catering.
I I guess not anymore, huh?
There's WWE online, WWE offline. What? Helicopter. Wait. Helicopter service was McMahon.
I know.
Helicopter.
I guess I don't have it.
Oh, the irony. Executive producer, senior vice president Eric Bischoff.
Yep.
Oh, that's a name I know.
And the big thing that I guess this was he was no longer doing this is they would on the old NWA pay-per-views you'd see like executive producer or something Virgil Runnels, which is Dusty Rhodes' real name. So I always thought that was kind of something to look for trying to watch is to see Virgil Runnels' name up there when it's like, oh, it's Dusty Rhodes, for those of us that knew. But yeah, Halloween Havoc 95. Yep. So do you have a match of the night from all of that?
No. None.
Not even DDP and Johnny B. Bad?
No.
That'd probably be mine. And I did like I liked the tag match, with Ric Flair turning on him, even though not really so much as a match, but like as a plot device. I liked it. But yeah, that was it. We want to thank you all for tuning in.
Suffered with us.
WCW does get better, so don't be upset and stick with us. It gets better. Stick with us. But thank you all for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.